Hi there. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Julie DiMatteo from thepaperpixie.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. And in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful Happiness Blooms gift box. It has a really cool lid, almost like a flip-top lid. And inside of it, I have a foaming mousse from Bath & Body Works. And the box itself is sized to fit this, and it measures 1.5 by 1.5 by 5 inches tall, but I know you can find a lot of things to fit in this box. I do want to give credit to fellow German demonstrator Melanie Marshall at Stempeltasia. She came up with kind of the design of this box, but I resized it to fit one of these foaming mousses from Bath & Body Works. So let me show you how fun and easy this is to make. We're going to start with a piece of Call Me Clover cardstock that measures 8 inches by 9.5 inches. And along the 8-inch side, I'm going to score this at 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6, and 7.5. Then I'm going to rotate it clockwise, and along the 9.5-inch side, we're going to score this at 1.5, 6.5, and 8. Next, I'm going to fold and burnish on all the score lines. Now we're going to start doing some cutting to put together our box. I'm going to bring in this template, and I just want to point out a few things. What we're going to do is remove the 6 sections in the upper right corner. We're going to remove this one little rectangle section from the lower right corner. And then we're going to remove these 2 lower left sections. So I'm going to start with the top section here. I'm just going to grab my paper snips. Now, if you can tell from the template, and this will be on my detailed blog post, I'm actually going to cut all the way to this line. So if I turn it sideways as I'm cutting it, we're going to cut up this vertical score line and stop at the 4th horizontal score line. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, like so. Then we're just going to remove these 6 sections. I'm going to leave these 2 attached, like so. Okay, now in this top section, I'm going to come in and cut up this vertical score line, stopping at the 1st horizontal. I'm going to do the same thing to this vertical score line. So what we end up with is we kind of have these 2 tabs there. I'm going to turn it this way, and then I'm going to do the same thing. We already cut up this score line as we were making this cut. So I'm just going to cut up this score line here, like so. Now, these 2 outside sections, these are going to be the tabs that fold inside to create the lid of the box. So I want to come in and miter those or notch those. But then I also want to cut off just a little sliver of the edge here so that when we fold it into the side, we don't have any overhang here. Just gives it a nice finish. So I'll do the same thing to this tab. Okay, so like so. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up this far left vertical score line and remove these 2 sections on the lower left. And then we're going to go ahead and remove this lower right rectangle, but I'm also going to notch in on this little 1/2-inch section. This is actually going to be the little tab that we use to glue the box together. I'll go ahead and remove this corner. And then finally, we're going to cut up these vertical score lines and stop at that 1st horizontal, like so. So we've kind of created these 4 flaps, and that's going to form the bottom of our box. So now our cardstock matches our template, and I've noted on the template the places where we're going to put the designer series paper. So let's go ahead and do that step next. And I have 4 pieces that measure 1.25 by 1.25, and those are going to lay in these 4 panels here. And it's the panels that we did not miter in or trim off a little bit. So it's the ones that we left intact. Then I have this long piece that is 1.25 inches by 4.75 inches. That piece is going to go in this section. Now this section is actually going to end up being the back of the box. And then I have 3 pieces that measure 1 1/4 by 3 1/4, and those are going to go in these panels. And by design, they're not going to go all the way up to the edge because that is the section where the lid is going to fit. So I'm going to go ahead and glue all these panels down using the multi-purpose liquid glue. Okay, now it's time to glue the box together. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to fold from the second score line on the left, and then I'm going to place liquid glue along that 1/2 inch tab. And then I'm going to fold from the first score line on the right. Don't worry about what the flaps are doing at the top. They'll fold into place as needed. But what we're doing is using our score lines. This is all folding flat right now. We're using our score lines to square up the box. So now it's starting to take shape. Now we're going to go ahead and put the flaps together on the bottom, and what we want to pay attention to is where the back is. So I'm going to fold in the 2 sides, then the back, and then place glue on this front flap. And then we'll just fold that into place while kind of squaring up the bottom of the box, like so. Our box is coming together. Now it's time to put the lid together. So the tabs that don't have the designer series paper, I'm going to apply glue and then fold those into place. And what I'm actually doing is lining up this score line with this cut edge to form that corner of the lid. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to both of those tabs. Okay, so there's our lid, and now our box is going to close. I love how this box goes together. So then we can put in our foaming mousse with a perfect fit. I love that. Now let's do a little bit of decorations for the box. Okay, we're going to be using the Bloom by Bloom stamp set, and I love this collection of stamp images. We're going to use this flower image and this leaf image, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp 1 flower and 3 leaves onto Whisper White. So I'm using Lovely Lipstick and Call Me Clover. Then I'm going to fussy cut these images out, and with the magic of video, we're going to go ahead and layer these pieces. The Bloom by Bloom stamp set we use comes bundled with the Bitty Blooms punch pack. I love this little pack of punches. We're going to be using this flower punch, and I'm going to punch a flower out of Pineapple Punch. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue that to the center of our flower. And grab a faceted rhinestone gem and place that in the center of our flower for a little bit of bling. Then I'm just going to go ahead and layer these leaves. Then we're going to pop that up onto dimensionals and then place that on the front of our box. And voila, how cute is this little gift box? I love it. I love how it turned out. I love the bright, bold colors, and so many different things could fit in here. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next video. If you're interested in purchasing any of the Stampin' Up! Products I used today, they'll be linked in the description. And I'll also include a link to my detailed blog post with all project measurements, details, and a picture of the template. I'd love to have you come visit me at thepaperpixie.com, where I post projects every weekday to inspire you. I have options to subscribe to both my monthly newsletter as well as my daily blog updates, and I'd love to welcome you as a new subscriber. You can shop with me anytime at thepaperpixie.com/shop. And if you're interested in earning a discount on your Stampin' Up! Purchases, I'd love to have you join my team of Paper Pixies, and you can purchase the starter kit at thepaperpixie.com/join. If you give this project a try, I'd love to see what you made, so feel free to share it on social media with the hashtag #PaperPixie, and I'll be sure to check them out. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Take care. Bye.